Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes, we're back to episode 136 of the Hibs Ramble. We are back. I'm back with a bang. It's me, your host, as always, Liam. I'm joined this afternoon by the wonderful, and he's now known as Mr. High Football IQ. It's Craig Leach. How are you, mate?
Well, I take umbrage to the fact that you're saying I'm now known as that.
That's because I've been calling you that now the last few episodes. So,
all right, okay.
I think if someone was listening blind and they thought, "Oh, I wonder who's on the Hibs Ramble today," and I say Mr. High Football IQ, they're going to say that's Craig Leach.
Right, okay, fair enough. I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Obviously, off the back of yet another win for the famous Edinburgh Highbees. It's getting a wee bit boring now, but a good weekend, nice weather.
Yes, I got burnt to hell yesterday.
You get ginger skin though.
Yeah, I know.
See, I'm quite lucky. I've got like olive skin, so I tan quite easily. I
just go lobster pink. I just go Squidward. No Squidward. What's his name? Patrick.
Mr. Krabs.
Patrick Pink.
Patrick Pink. No, that's fair dues, mate. That's fair dues. Absolutely. What have you been up to this weekend?
Our season started back yesterday. 3-0 win.
You score?
Glasgow, which was but for the startles out there, I had a pre-assist. So I assisted the assister for the third goal.
Was it a good pre-assist, or was it just a short pass and then the boys whipped it into the box or something?
No, it was a defence splitting pass for the halfway line, mate.
Oh, go on then.
Yes. Cross came in, ball at the back post, bosh. I tried like fuck to get into the box, but nope.
That's all right. You'll take the pre-assist there.
The one thing that goal taught me, Santiago Muniz, God rest his soul,
the ball travels faster.
The ball moves quicker than
Is he dead?
Don't know. I assume so. Not the guy, but I'm just meaning like the actual character. I think.
Oh right, I thought you meant like the guy who played him. I was like, I fucking missed that.
No, just Santiago himself.
No.
I think.
And remember, if you play for the badge on the front, then they'll remember the name on the back.
Exactly.
Hey Glenn, you know when I scored against Fulham? He was watching,
man.
He watched the game, man. Well, from a 3-0 win in Glasgow to a 2-0 win in Livingston, come on then. The Highbees bounced back after 120 minutes midweek against Partizan Belgrade, and really showed no sign of weakness. Craig, there was quite a few changes. Salinger, Hanley, Megwa, Mane, Chewa, Campbell and Cleege all came in.
Campbell never came in because he started on Thursday.
That's right. No, I thought that. I was just testing you. So Salinger, Hanley, Megwa, Mane, Chewa and Cleege all came in. I think we were all kind of expecting to see a few changes going into this game. Were you surprised to see so many?
No, I don't think so. The only one I was really surprised to see was Chewa because the noise that's been sort of coming out is that he's one for he's not one for right now, he's one for the future. But I think he showed yesterday he's one for the now, based on his performance.
Well, we will touch on Chewa in a wee bit, but you look at the other players that he's brought in. Mane, who's again another one who's in the middle of a bit of speculation regarding his future. Kanayo Megwa, who I thought maybe would have went out on loan, and Cleege as well, who's, there's been people kind of not slating him, but maybe kind of questioning why we dropped £1 million on a player if he's not going to play, sort of thing. So it's good that he's involved these players. Historically, though, Livingston's a very, very tough place to go. So to have the bollocks really to chuck these players in, especially Mane, Chewa and Cleege, who have never have played at Livingston before.
Yep.
Neither would Salinger or Hanley, but that doesn't really count. But to trust those players to go somewhere that we've not had a historically great record at and trust them to get the job done kind of shows you what David Gray thinks of his full squad rather than just that core 11.
No, definitely, and I think it's very important to note that. It's not like it was, a lower league team at home where you can maybe afford to chuck these guys in, artificial surface. Che was just in the door. Like you say, there's been noises around Manny. He's not played a lot since he came in January. Clegia again's only played about half an hour, I think, combined worth of minutes. And folk were getting, getting concerned about why they're not getting a game. I think you can hear from Clegia's post-game interview, there is definitely still a language barrier massively, I think.
Oh, bless him, though.
But I mean, could you imagine being in the changing room with try to understand Martin Boyle? Like, imagine saying to Clegia, by the way, he plays for Australia. The boy's head would be on Mars.
Okay.
So, no, it is, and I think it's great management by Gray as well. And I don't think it was a case of, throwing these guys under the bus and saying, right, here's your chance, you need to go and take it. It's more the management of the squad between him, Liam Craig, Craig Sampson, Eddie May, that they trust him. He's spoke often enough about how, he doesn't have a squad, so to speak. He has starters and he has finishers. Whoever starts necessarily isn't always going to finish the game.
Exactly. I mean, especially at this time.
You've seen that as well in the second half. Like, Mulligan has been a starter, but yesterday was a finisher and goes and scores a goal that he did.
Yeah.
So, no, it was good. It was a really polished performance, a really professional performance. I think David Martindale must be up to his old tricks again, because I heard his post-game and he said that he thought they had control in the first half.
Oh, David Martindale's been on the gear, I think.
I don't know if he's trying to convince himself, the reporters, or the 12 season ticket holders that Livy have got. But it was good. Like you say, our ground were notoriously difficult to play at. I know we've had our fair share of... We've given our fair share of scuddings there in the past. We've also taken our unfair share of negative results there. So, no, great result. And yeah, we roll on to the...
I really didn't think you can downplay this result, though. And you'll get your Hearts fans and Rangers fans and that who'll go, oh, well, it's only Livingston. How can you be buzzing after that? But at the end of the day, it was 6 changes or something that David Gray made. In a game that was really must win, especially after, and I don't want to dwell on them too much, after Hearts went out the day before. Rangers faced a wee bit of a scare against Alloa, so they're probably susceptible to going out. So it's a real good chance for us this year to get quite far in the cup, and especially obviously we're coming in with 1 game to play before the quarter final, 2 games to play before Hampden. I mean, it's a tap in really of a club like Hibs. We should be getting to Hampden when we're coming in at this stage of the League Cup. It should be an expectation. But just to touch on a couple of individual performances, obviously, I said that we'd talk about Che in a wee bit, but Thibaut Clegier coming in, I thought personally that Thibaut Clegier, Craig, would be a little bit similar to Martin Boyle in his play style, because they kind of hold the same sort of physique and physical attributes, in terms of their pace and dribbling and stuff. But, it's clear to see that Thibaut Clegier plays a completely different game to Martin Boyle.
Yeah, he's also fucking rapid. I know
he's
Boyle's
so
quick,
fast, by the way.
But Boyle's kind of lost a wee edge over the years. He's getting a little bit older now, a few of the injuries. But no, he is. I mean, his leap for his goal was brilliant as well. He's only about 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, he's a wee guy.
We've seen for the sort of clips when he signed, a few of them were really good headed goals.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a good leap on him. And I think, again, not to downplay it at all, those fucking hammer throwers, McGowan left one on him in the first 15 minutes, completely wiped him out. And he just got up and carried on.
Yeah.
He wasn't rolling about, he wasn't writhing about, he just got up and carried on. And I think that speaks volumes for his character. It'd have been very easy for, him and Chewa, foreign players, first game. I can't, I'm no fancying it. But the pair of them took what they got and kept going. And Chaiwa especially, he gave back, I think, as much as he was getting. But Clegie gives us a very good alternative option now. And it kind of shows that he's not just there to sit on the bench.
Exactly,
I think as the season goes on, as we've seen last year with the amount of injuries we had in the forward areas, he will be needed. Whether it be a starter consecutive weeks or, like we say, being one of those finishers that Gray talks about.
Mm-hmm. I mean, his goal was excellent.
Yeah,
and we have seen a little bit about that, a little bit of that from him in those videos. And then I think there was a moment when he come on against Partizan on Thursday there that he won a header that he had absolutely no right to win as well. So, he may be but small, but he is fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously an attribute that you want your strikers to have. You want them to be effective in the air. It gives us another little bit of a dimension. I mean, if you're wee, you're quick, you're good with the ball at your feet, you're driving, and you can also score headers. I mean,
you're effectively winning the Player of the Year. Like you're going to be one of the best players that Scotland's ever seen.
Looks like you might have to fight Chewa for it though.
Opinion. Yeah, Chewa was really good, really, really good. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. I mean, really composed with the ball at his feet. He again is someone you look at and you wouldn't think, oh, he's going to be dead strong, because he again is like 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
He's quite slight as well. Yeah, he's not built. Yeah. He's not built like a Bowie or a Mulligan.
Mm-hmm. So you maybe thought that he wouldn't be as commanding as he was, but he was really good and kind of trying to dictate the tempo of play and stuff. And what I noticed and what I really liked about him, Craig, was his ability to buy fouls.
Yeah.
I like that in a midfielder.
Not just that. I felt, for somebody's first game, he was very, he was constantly, he was wanting the ball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been very easy in a game like that, just to be like, oh, I'll take it when it comes and I'll just move it. He was dropping between the, give me the ball.
Yeah.
And he was very vocal as well.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen, very vocal, and he seems to be sort of similar to Mulligan in that he's quite comfortable carrying the ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the ball 20, 30 yards up the park, and he had a couple of pings for outside the box as well that weren't great, but it shows his confidence that he's...
Exactly.
When he gets into an area like that, he's not just stopping, turning, giving it to a centre-back, spreading it out wide. If he sees an opportunity to take a dig, he will. So, no, very impressed with him. And I thought Manny as well. Manny had a really good game.
Yeah, Manny and Megwa, I thought, honourable mentions for the games that they played. I mean, Megwa's been under a little bit of criticism lately. People not too sure why he's been getting involved, but I thought he was effective on Sunday. Yeah, he probably didn't have an awful lot to do, but what he had to do, he did well. Manny as well, for someone who's apparently wanting to leave the club, played pretty well. And listen, if we can use Manny and Megwa, if we can have them as options, then that's fantastic, because they're there and they've got quality. But for me, I think the glaring gap in the team, although Megwa is there, is at right wing back. I feel like we just need one more. Maybe not in terms of a starter, but in terms of someone who can play there. Because at the moment it's Megwa, Mulligan, who you didn't really want to be putting out there because I think he's more effective in the middle, and Chris Cadden. So yeah, I think we need one more body in there.
I do think it could all depend on what happens midfield wise, because I think now Chewa's giving Gray a wee bit of he's put his name in there.
Yeah.
So you could look at a potential midfield, Chewa, Levitt, and McGrath with Mulligan and Obita / Nicky Cadden left wing back.
Yeah.
As a midfield five going out, or a four midfield and then a one with McGrath behind the strikers.
That could give teams
really
a few.
Strong. You've then got Chris Cadden who can go out there. Mulligan can move inside with Levitt or with Chewa, and then obviously the the news that never seems to be going away with Triantis as well. Like even if he comes back now, I've seen folks saying like after yesterday, does he even get in?
I think he probably does.
And the thing is, I wouldn't, if he's not coming back on anything other than a permanent, I wouldn't see the point, because he's only going to block someone like Chewa's path.
Exactly.
And I think we've seen enough yesterday to see that he is going to be really useful in and around the first team, and not just as a 10, 15 minutes coming on at the end of games. He showed yesterday he's got enough about him.
Yeah.
To have Levitt, Mulligan, Newell, Campbell, depending on where they're fitting into this, sort of thinking, fucking hell, I need to be bang on it because this boy's ready.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think if Triantis is a possibility and he wants it and he can come back on a permanent, I think it would be silly not to do it, to be perfectly honest with you, because there's definitely a big profit for Hibs to be made there, if that's the case. But if he doesn't come back, I think we are pretty well stocked in that area of the park if we don't lose anyone else. So, I mean, I think the Triantis, I'd love him to come back, and up until now, he's been my number one. We need to get him in. We need to get someone like him in. But if Che was going to be putting in performances like that, and you've got Mane as well, and all those other midfielders that we've got, seem like we're really pretty well stocked in that area of the park, then I think maybe attention will probably switch and focus elsewhere. Maybe another striker.
We definitely need another striker.
A right
we definitely need another striker. We can't just go. We've seen it last year. With Boyle being out for extended periods, and then Miko was out for extended periods. There was games I think we started with Bowie was out. I think there was games last season where we started with Gale and Junior Hoylett up front.
Yeah.
So, depending on Ellie as well. Ellie's, again, when he came on yesterday, seemed really bright, really sharp. Whether he's playing for a move, playing for a new contract, who knows?
Well, the thing is, if he's playing for a move or playing for a new contract, if he's putting in good performances, then I'm happy.
Yeah. No, absolutely either way. But I still think we need another Bowie-esque striker.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus as well, Craig. I mean, from me as well, I don't think it needs to, by any means, be a starter. I think similar to the right wing back, it doesn't need to be someone who's going to come in and shove Boyle, Cleege, Bowie out the way. I think it just needs to be a little a push to these players, because they've all started really well. But I mean, David Gray always says that he's looking at opportunities to strengthen the team, and I have no doubt that they're still looking and working on deals, and they will be between now and the end of the window. But just before we move on to the Legia game, what about that strike from Josh Mulligan?
It's mad that it's not even going to be anywhere near the conversation for Hibs goal of the month.
No, it's ridiculous. He must be spewing. He'd be spitting feathers, eh?
Oh, that's the thing. It was almost similar to Partizan's first goal on Thursday, where the space just opened up, and there's always that thing about statistically shooting for there is you need to work the ball.
That's been coming from Mulligan though. Mate, he's tried that a couple of times.
I don't think there's many better sights in football, goal-wise, than somebody getting the ball 25-ish yards out and just fucking wellying it.
Aye.
When it goes in. When it flies over the bar or past the post, then you're raging. But, a goal...
you could see when he picked it up, it was like the part of the Red Sea.
Aye, there was like what his thought process was. And you know what? Again, Martindale yesterday saying, Mulligan's goal just took the game away for us. No, it was in like the 88th minute. You'd offered hee-haw in the preceding 88th minutes, other than kicking and booting anything that was wearing a black Hibs jersey.
They had a really good chance. Robbie Muirhead had the ball in the box and hit an absolute freshie.
Aye.
Fucking idiot. Get them right back doing again, man. Fucking jobs worth team.
Although, I will say, their pitch looked decent.
Yeah, well, David Gray didn't seem to think that it was a good enough pitch for...
Compared to, obviously, visually, it looked a whole lot better and easier to watch than the fucking 10-year-old socked in 3G Astro that they had previously.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's up for debate, and that's probably a conversation for another time about artificial surfaces, because we could do a whole pod on that. But from Livingston back to Edinburgh against Legia on Thursday, Craig, it's going to be a tough ask, isn't it?
It is. I mean, but this is what we finished third for these moments. Obviously, we finished third in the hope that we would get it automatically, but as is the Hibs way, we need to do it the hard way. I think Legia are supposedly I think there's like some sort of fucking European club ranking system that has them.
Opta or something, Opta rankings.
Yeah, it has them up near Midtjylland, I think. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. I think they got beat yesterday, and their fans are all kicking off, saying that they're going to get. If they put in a performance anywhere near like what they did yesterday, they're going to go out. This is one of the ones that I know I said previously. You'd kind of like the home leg first to have something to take away with you. But I think you've seen how what Easter Road was like on Thursday night. With it being a second leg, that's the decider. Like it's especially when they go 2-0 up. I've never, even on like, and I know you digged at me at this, like even nights like derby games, because it wasn't a derby game, it was a game against Partizan. You want to be a smart arse for once. That was, I've not heard Easter Road like that in a long time.
It was rocking, wasn't it? It was rocking.
Long time. I don't know if it's, you do get obviously games that, against Hearts, Celtic and Rangers, but then, you've got 3,500 away fans going against it. This was what? So you're
all but 100 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're talking at least over 19,000 Hibs fans in the stadium. The going to extra time, the light, because it was dark, there's always, I think everybody loves football under the floodlights. It just adds something a bit different. And the whole atmosphere around the place, I've not, see when Bowie's goal went in, fucking hell, I've not heard a noise.
It erupted.
Oh man.
Absolutely erupted.
It was incredible. And I would have preferred this round again for the second leg to be Easter Road, just to have something like that again, because I think when it's only the first leg, you didn't put as much into it, if you know what I mean, because you've got the second game to come. But again, as far as I'm aware, tickets are sold out.
I mean they're there or thereabout. I mean that's what three European home games in a row that will have been sold out. I think we sold an awful lot for Kilmarnock at home as well. Yeah. So I mean the club is absolutely rubbing its hands at this sort of income coming in, and if we get through Legia, then it's only going to continue. The feel good factor is going to be there until Christmas at least.
The club is in an incredibly great place at the minute.
Yeah.
It seems everything off the park, on the park. This whole vision that Ron Gordon had when he first came in,
starting to take shape a little bit.
It's taken its time. We've had to get through the fucking Lee Johnson period and Montgomery period and all the other stuff.
Rome wasn't built in a day, though. You got to kiss a few frogs before you get your prince.
Exactly, and we're in a great position to now go and get ourselves European group stage football, which is what we wanted.
Exactly.
How that'll play out with the league season as the season goes on remains to be seen. We've seen every team that's done it so far. When I say every team, obviously Hearts and Aberdeen, they've toiled off the back of it. Are we going to toil? Who the fuck knows?
Probably. But
we'll just enjoy the journey.
We've got to ride it.
It takes us.
We've got to absolutely ride it.
So, it'll be a massive game on Thursday, a huge game. Great again on the club for sticking to the same ticketing structure, 15 quid for season ticket holders.
Yeah.
20 quid for non-season ticket holders. I do think that's probably attracting the ones that would tend to sit on their couch and shout at the telly a wee bit based on, the reactions of the crowd on Thursday at times. But you know what, that's to be expected with it.
Exactly.
Where we find ourselves. I think everybody's just nervous and anxious and excited about, what's potentially coming, where we could end up going.
You're right.
So Thursday's huge.
It is huge.
Get to Easter Road, make yourself loud, make yourself heard.
And you said there that you're talking about the Opta rankings, about they're up back on Legia, they're back up, on par with Midtjylland, in terms of the rankings and stuff. I had a look at them myself, and I thought when the draw was made, you look at it and you go, to be honest, you wouldn't mind playing either of those teams, Kilmarnock or Legia Warsaw. Again, Legia Warsaw, maybe a little bit in the Partizan Belgrade camp in terms of they're a big name.
Yeah.
Are they really that good? Obviously, they'll be a good side and we'll need to be at our best to beat them. But
I think they won the equivalent of the Polish Cup last season and finished second. So
yeah. Well, like you said, I think they're like 5 games or something into their league season, and they lost at the weekend. I had a wee look on their transfer mark just to see about their current danger men, and they've got Jean-Pierre Nsame, who's a striker on loan from St Gallen with 5 goals in 9 so far. So we'll probably need to keep a close eye on him, make sure that we don't give him any of the space that that he wants. We don't want to give him a head start. But I fully believe that it's a game that if we play to how we played against Partizan, how we played against Midtjylland over the 2 legs, we're absolutely capable of winning.
Yeah, it's not like the situation we found ourselves in last time where we got Aston Villa and it was a
friendly, basically.
We're just going to, we're going to take the feeling of playing against a reputable team, a team that we're probably not going to see again unless we get into groups because of the size of what Aston Villa are. Like you say, Warsaw are a name in Europe, but have they done much in Europe? Not. If we have, if guys like Mulligan, Bowie, Levitt, the back three, the wing back, if they have performances like they did on Thursday against Partizan, then we're in with a right good chance.
Do you think that Chewa? I want to keep saying Chewa because I put up a tweet with Outcast's "Hey Ya," and that fits it better. Do you think Chewa and Legia could be in contention to start?
No, I think it'll be based on who was if McGrath's fit, he goes in over Campbell for Thursday's lineup, and we line up with the same starting 11 that we did last Thursday. If McGrath's still injured, that's possibly we go with the same. I can't see Boyle getting dropped for this, Levitt getting dropped for this. Rocky will come back in for the team for yesterday. So I think we'll go with the same 11 that started, and then now Chewa, Clegy, Manny, they're all capable of coming on. I thought Manny was, just to touch on Manny as well, I thought he was really good when he came on Thursday too.
I think the European games suit him a little bit more because he's got a wee bit more time on the ball. Whereas I think maybe, you got to hand it to him, he's hardly played in Scotland in the Scottish game, so it's going to be difficult for him to adapt to the hecticness and the busyness of the game. I spoke about this with Gogsy on Friday, but it's a it's a difficult game to adapt to if you've not been playing at a similar sort of style for your whole career. So I think the European games suit him a little bit better, a wee bit more time on the ball, a bit more time to think. But I think he's definitely a good option to have in these games.
Yeah, 100%.
And just before we jump on to listener questions, can I get a wee prediction from you? A spoiler, sorry, not a prediction.
2-0 Hibs. 2-0
Hibs. Yeah, I think we're going to need to take a goal or two advantage over to Poland.
Yeah. But the good thing is that, because there's, the Legia fans are supposed to be fucking crackers as well. And we've already experienced that in Partizan. So we're not going into an atmosphere that we wouldn't be prepared for. A hostile bear pit. We've already experienced that in Belgrade.
Yeah. And at Easter Road when we went 2-0 down. Right, well, we'll finish up with some listener questions.
Yes, please.
Okay, first up, as always, John McIntosh asks, what's for dinner? But I'm aware that it's 1 o'clock. So you can either tell me what you had for dinner last night or what you had for lunch or whatever.
Well, for that steak pie and chips last night.
Ken, what I had last night?
What?
Doner calzone.
Nah,
I come in, Megan was hungover there. And I went, you want to take it? When you want to take away, darling? She goes, fucking good day, take away like yeah. My man.
We've steak pie and chips last night. I think maybe some sort of pasta dish tonight.
Oh, nice one. Start the week right. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight, but yeah.
Lunch, I've got a cheese and onion crisp piece calling my name.
Oh, I do like a cheese and onion crisp piece.
Yeah.
So there you go, John. What are you having for dinner? Gavdick asks, Chewa, there's your Triantis replacement. Baller. Mulligan is going to be like McGinn for us. Discuss.
Bye. So on Mulligan, like I said, he can be as important for this Hibs team as McGinn was for his Hibs team. Whether he'll make the same sort of impact and maybe go beyond us remains to be seen. But it's mad that if Rangers had him signed and sealed almost, and then with the ownership changed it, we've stolen an absolute player.
Signing of the summer, maybe.
Yeah, I really like Mulligan.
And your thoughts just quickly on Chewa as a Triantis replacement?
Too soon to say.
I mean, if Triantis is available, like I said earlier on, I think we've got to pull the trigger on him.
Yeah.
Andrew McMillan asks, or he says, brilliant day. What a time it is right now. How many more signings do you think we'll get? And do you think that we're going for it this season? I hope we're going for it.
We've been, since, again, I keep going back to it, since Rocky's equaliser against Aberdeen, everything's just been on
upwards
the
trajectory,
up for the club. Aye. We found ourselves last season really unlucky with the cup job of getting Celtic away both times.
Mm-hmm.
And even this time, fucking Livy away, tough. Rangers away as well.
Easier.
Easier than Livy away, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go though for our previous issues that we may or may not have had with the podcast. But anyway,
yeah, you'll be going on the home end.
I'll be gluing my feet to the ground. But, it's the club's on the up. Recruitment wise, fan connection wise, everything seems in a great place at the moment. The CEOs came in and spoken about which I think is quite apt. Judge me by my actions, not my words.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the previous CEO was, I'm just going to speak all the time and see what happens. Yeah. Everything's on the up. And why should we not, third, go for a cup? Why not?
The quadruple's on, Andrew. That's basically...
I've not seen anything from Hearts or Aberdeen to suggest that either one of them are going to pull away from us this year.
Well, Hearts are definitely not going to win the League Cup, that's for sure. Dean asks, any of the Ramble going to the away leg for the Legia game? I know Mark is.
Well, fucking Moneybags is going. Of course he's going.
Yeah, I mean, where does he not go? I mean, absolute mental. Mark will be there if you're heading over, Dean. Spot asks, Miguel is the man. Nectar can do one. We don't need him. Very impressed. I hope Nectar Triantis doesn't read that. And then we had a question from Hong Kong Harry last week, Craig, which I quickly found out. I can't mind if I said it on the pod last week, but quickly found out that Hong Kong Harry is a Hearts fan.
Yeah.
And he replied, I think he listened to the podcast and he replied to our tweet saying that he was glad that he got a shout out. So he's asking this time. I mean, I'm more than happy to oblige if people are asking questions. Yeah. He says, question is in from Hong Kong. Is Martin Boyle's questionable haircut contractual? If not, and he swapped to Kieran Bowie's, do you think he would score more goals? Well done on beating the 10-man European team. Hopefully you'll answer this week. See, just a bit on Martin Boyle before we answer this question. He texted me yesterday.
Name drop, there we go.
And he asked for... he said, send me that gif of you doing the spanking dance at Livy away. And I was like, what for? He was like, they're piping up on Twitter. I need to quote one of their tweets. I was greeting, man. Oh, some boy. But yeah, that's my name drop out the way.
And this is where I can also shoehorn in that I'm also in the clip. Right behind Liam. And I found myself in that position where I could have joined in, but it was too late to join in.
Could you have done like what the football players do and they just start copying whoever scored celebration? It would have been like that vibe.
But I was standing behind you, so all I seen was you for the back. I didn't quite catch what the hands and arms were doing. And also, I suppose, seeing as he complained about it, shout out to Callum Laidlaw for actually capturing the clip.
Yeah, shout out to Callum. But yeah, is Martin Boyle's questionable haircut contractual?
What I would say is this, right?
I don't know.
Hong Kong Harry, your questions are shit. that is my answer to your question. Come up with a good question that we can actually use our high footballing IQ to dissect and give a proper footballing answer rather than Martin Boyle's haircut.
It'd look weird if he had Kieran Bowie's haircut, though.
Yeah. To be fair, the haircut Boyle's got now is fucking markedly better than the one he had when he first came in.
Oh, mate, aye. And also, I think the slick back makes him a little bit more aerodynamic.
Yes.
So I don't know if he would score as many goals if he had like floppy hair.
Mm-hmm. No, agreed.
So there's your answer, Hong Kong Harry.
Commiserations on getting put out and extending the most embarrassing cup drought in Scottish football.
Yeah. All we need is Claudio Braga. Fucking hopeless. Someone will clip that when he scores against us in the first Edinburgh derby of the season. But seems like a good point for us to wrap up. Craig, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure as always.
If you got this far, again, thank you so much for listening. We are on all the socials at the Hibs Ramble on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, etc., etc. And enjoy the episode. Enjoy Thursday night, and we'll talk to you next week. See you later.
Let's get ready to rumble.